I live in the Yukon. A few years ago, the only road into the territory was closed by a landslide. Supermarket shelves began to go bare within 48 hours. That was my wake-up call.
What are you doing?
I am drying coltsfoot. This could be your salt.
I don't want that salt. I want normal salt, so I will buy normal salt.
You have to get a summer job.
Busking is my summer job.
You should put that out on a sign. My mom's having us eat local for a year. I'm busking to buy my own salt. I'm planning to spend an entire year eating only food that can be grown, gathered, hunted around Dawson.
Dad won't do it. You think Dad's gonna do it for a year?
Cold water immersion is another interesting experiment to see at what point you go into atrial fibrillation. I find those studies fascinating, but doesn't necessarily mean I want to volunteer for it.
You think Sam's gonna do it for a year?
I think it'd be fine for meals, but I'm just trying to think of like what I would make for a snack during that time, you know? Like I can't really just like eat spinach.
Did you ever have any hope that any of us would actually agree to this?
Are you going to join me?
No,
Why not?
because I want salt and sugar.
Probably identify our children come spring because they'll be licking the rock salt off the road. In fact, our whole family might be on our hands and knees on the edge of the road.
Go a whole year of just what's available up here? I think that's a great idea. I mean, they did it for thousands of years.
Do you want to eat a lot of moose meat and a lot of potatoes? If you are able to not starve and not go into nutrient deficiency diseases, you'll have a good time.
Okay, now go play with Basil.
I think it's going to change you for the rest of your life.
What are you going to do for your sweetness? What about alcohol? How the hell are you going to live without chocolate?
Dawson City is literally at the end of the road. 97% of our food is trucked in from thousands of kilometers away. Dawson is a small community, only 1,500 people. So I kind of know everybody. Yet I had no idea how much food was actually being produced here.
I've spent half my life, over 30 years now, in the Yukon, trying to grow apples this far north.
Oh, this makes me so happy to be in here.
I believe it's the northernmost place in Canada anyone has succeeded.
You've only ever been exposed to grocery store apples, then you've only ever seen maybe half a dozen varieties of apples.
Yeah.
And we've got, what, 60?
60. Wow, that's amazing.
thanks to a lot of Russian breeding
Yeah.
in this case.
Seems like a really big hole. No, I'm not sure. Oh, look. I don't know. I feel like it's still going under.
When we tap a tree at the beginning of the season, we make the promise that we will make syrup out of it. We're not going to let it go to waste. And then we just wait for the trees to be ready.
So it's a pretty quick season, 14, 16 days. We tap about 1,500 trees a year. It takes about 80 liters of sap to make 1 liter of syrup.
Here's my deal. I will do it to an extent, which means I'm still allowed to eat other types of food when I'm not in the house for a month.
If by Christmas I'm unhappy, I'm quitting. Maybe sooner. Depends on how unhappy I am.
Yeah, it's fine.
I can't eat it.
Just like any other vegetable.
It tastes like it's not supposed to be edible.
Why? No, swallow it.
What is it the worst?
I've changed my plans. I'm allowing myself to eat at other people's houses to adjust.
Let me just get your lunch for you, Tess. I'll bring it with me. Okay?
I'd much rather just have meat and potatoes.
What I need to know is what around us is poisonous.
Probably everything you ate. I don't know how I'm gonna last a year. Yesterday morning, I woke up and I immediately went to the cupboard for the Cheerios, but then I remembered I couldn't have any. That was sad.
It's day 3, and I feel like crying. Sam left for work, and I watched him walk out with half the dry meat supply and half the cheese on hand, just in one day, and thought, oh my gosh, when am I going to get time to keep up with that guy?
This one tastes like shampoo smells.
What kind of shampoo do you use?
Incredibly herby.
That's to take your mind off the fact that there's no salt in it.
Mm.
I'm not sure that I can do this alone. I realized that my garden is just not big enough to feed my family for an entire year with only the vegetables that I can grow.
I'm constantly marveling at the quality of the soil and thinking, wow, you know, this is a really valuable resource, especially at this latitude, you know.
It's really nice. You gotta have this abundance and say, oh yeah, we got lots of this, share it around, you know.
Crew goes fast, eh?
Yeah. Very nice.
I often think, you know, living here on this island, that's great. I mean, it's ideal, really. If you can go up and down the river with your fossil fuel, you know.
As far as we know, we are the furthest north dairy in the Western Hemisphere. There hasn't been dairy cows in the Klondike Valley for nearly 100 years. We've always wanted to produce as much as we can of our own food needs. I mean, that's the entire reason that we got the cow to begin with. The first cow, the original. Lily, we still have her, and she was quickly a member of the family. I don't know, it's very secure to know who the producers are and to know where food is coming from. I would much rather know that the dirt that carrot was grown in was my neighbor's dirt.
Everything is better with cows around. Living in town sometimes brings me down. Well, you won't know what you're missing till you hear that sound. May you always have
This isn't getting anywhere.
around. May you always have cows around.
Hey, Tess. Is it turning to butter?
No.
Do a stretch test. I can't believe it's actually working, Tess.
It'd be better if it was salted.
I find it hilarious how you're calling it first we eat lump. So far, the eating part is like the lowest part on the priorities list.
It hasn't even
There's
been 2
not
weeks yet.
enough.
Sammy, no, it would be way more if you'd help.
Somehow you've never once made ice cream, never once made a creamsicle, and never once made yogurt. Yet you eat the ice cream and you eat the creamsicle and
Look
you
at
eat the yogurt.
From my point of
And you
view,
eat more than anyone else.
I'm doing some chores to help make the food that oftentimes
No,
I'm not
you're
even
not.
eating.
You're
And
doing the dishes,
I'm
you're
eating
never
worse
making
because I have to buy crap food from downtown. I
Sam,
don't
how are you
mind.
different than us?
There's enough food. What there is not enough of is time.
It's crazy what you crave. Like, I've been craving a sandwich. Like, a sandwich. I have a craving for a sandwich. That's, like, really weird. Because that's something you usually are kind of like, oh, if there's nothing else in the house, I'll just make a sandwich. But no, we don't have any bread.
I was born in Dawson and raised in Lewiside. The school was closed down there, and we went to the residential school. 10 months of the year we were at school, and 2 months in the summer we come home. There's 8 children in our family. That's quite a lot to feed, right? And food from the land is what we have. I'm so fortunate to have had that little touch of yesterday.
Yeah, we got this one.
Hunting alone. Then
we're gonna have to add Lupcho hule. And lots of fish. You gotta be very careful because this is Chinook gifted to us from the river. For the last 4 or 5 years, we did not fish. So you have to be really careful. Don't waste the meat. This is special fish. When we used to catch our first fish, that was always told to us that we have to offer. So because Suzanne Crocker is on a journey, she's taking food from the land. I would like to offer her the fish eggs. So where's Suzanne?
I'm here. I'm here.
This is our bucket, but please bring our bucket back. And you thank all these young people because they're the ones that are learning and teaching.
Masicho. We thank you so much, Kahosacho, for being here. We are very grateful for the salmon. We know that this is our traditional food. We return this carcass of the salmon, feed it back to the oncoming spirits, and thank the fish for stopping in our nets. Masicho.
Hey,
Summer in the Yukon. It's actually midnight. This time of year, it never gets dark. What makes you think we're going to get hail this summer?
It's been a very volatile season so far, and volatile probably means hail. I imagine other folks around here are probably starting to get concerned about the lack of rain. It certainly froze for many hours to do the type of damage that we see here. The apples in the shelters, they were all but wiped out.
Frost, drought, hail. Just waiting for the locusts.
Well,
My profession is fashion design and the apparel industry. And we really actually started getting into farming as a homeschool project. One year we got chickens and it sort of just grew from there. You could probably argue, economically, it makes more sense just to grow it down south and ship it up in volume. But then you have an entire society that's really disconnected from agriculture. In my opinion, organic is important if you don't know your farmer. You're not able to have a relationship with the source. But if you know your farmer, then you can make decisions for yourself.
There's no commercial fertilizer on this stuff. Pig manure and chicken manure. Probably 20-pound cabbage when it gets done.
I love it. I grew up on it. To me, if you don't have a farm, it's just not quite right.
Oh yeah, it's really big.
When you're relying on the outside world to feed you, that's a pretty shaky concept, really. A couple of bridges go out between here and Edmonton, and we're in trouble. There's some people say, well, you're just a farmer. That can change real fast. That grocery store is empty. All of a sudden, that farmer becomes quite important.
So far I've had spaghetti dinner, bunch of gummies, about 3 handfuls of raw marshmallows, nuts, raisins, some brownies, a bit of chocolate cake, and a chocolate cupcake. That's not local. It's not going so bad.
When tourists ask me, how long's your growing season? I just ask them back, do you want that in days or hours? If you count the hours, well, we have a way longer growing season here, and stuff grows all night.
I have good news and bad news for you. What do you want to hear first?
The bad news.
The bad news is the moose eat all the barley. Sorry.
Darn.
Yeah, darn. I chased him yesterday with the tractor out of the field.
No?
That's the way of life. So wheat is also not bad. So this is inside the fence. The wheat.
You have some wheat growing?
Yeah. When you come on the lower field, right on the left side, that's the good news.
I didn't know.
That's
great.
That's the good news.
$290 pounds of pure sugar.
Are we halfway done?
Not even.
Is it gonna take under an hour?
Yeah.
Under an hour? Birch syrup has been our main sweetener, but it just won't crystallize. That's where sugar beets come in. With enough work, you can actually make a bit of solid sugar. I had this revelation as to why stores are called stores. Because they store things for us. Oh my gosh. It's not yet cold enough to keep things frozen outside. We have 4 entirely full freezers. And that doesn't include our main meat supply. We don't even have the moose yet.
As you see, the wood stoves got us through the latest frost.
One of the most unhelpful things that a person can do is to undervalue their produce. food actually does cost more than what you pay for it in the grocery store. It may seem like you're getting a really good deal, and you are, but it's at somebody else's expense.
These are such a pretty apple, too.
I have a surprise.
Oh, yes.
Recipe pick today?
Tastes normal. Better than normal.
This is good.
Crispy, juicy.
How many can I have?
I think I lost 30 pounds in the first 2 months. And then I found the ice cream stash. and late night, I've been dipping into it. You have to live on mice. I think I was on the river 4 or 5 days, full of anticipation. There's a lot of trying to think where the moose might be and why they aren't where you are.
I just have this worry that it's going to be a difficult year to get a moose. Usually there's no shortage of wild berries, and this year they've been in short supply. And usually there's no shortage of wild mushrooms, and this year there's almost none. So I'm a bit worried that the year that we're actually depending on the moose is going to be the year we get skunked.
Very grateful after all the frustration and all the searching, and more searching than ever really for a moose. The fact that he unambiguously presented himself and was the right size and in a perfect butchering spot. I felt that it was more of an offering than anything else.
The only protein that can be produced in the north comes from animals. You could not eat 100% local to the Yukon and be a vegan. No way.
You know what's out there? I made a mistake.
Why?
No more good now. Not supposed to make a mistake. Huh?
You're saying that because when we were kids on this side, they used to skin the whole head. They boil it and get some roasted. Oh yeah. That is the best that everybody likes.
I have been experiencing grain anxiety, and it's getting on in the season. I don't know if there's going to be any grain, which is too bad because there's these beautiful field of rye and this beautiful row of wheat. And this year it would be so nice to have a bit of flour.
We cross to the west side, the best side. We're crossing the Yukon, Mr. George Black.
It's a long way to a loaf of bread.
Happy birthday, dear Tess. Happy birthday to you.
One boyfriend!
None. Does anybody notice anything?
It's got wheat!
Food!
That's Russian
Grains.
for it has a crust.
It's got a
Why does it
crust.
have crust?
Because Otto grew wheat, and I found a way to grind it.
Oh man, this brings back so many memories of the good old times. I could eat this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So normally freeze up isn't an issue for those of us living in town where the grocery stores are. It's an issue for those living on the other side of the Yukon River or the other side of the Klondike River, because that's where you are stranded for up to 7 weeks. But for me, that's where some of my food supply is. The dairy cows are on the other side of the Klondike River. And all the root vegetables are on the other side of the Yukon River. So I have to stock up on all my dairy products because I could be 7 weeks without milk.
This is really hard. Past the point of being dense. Disgusting.
This doesn't taste like bread at all. I have no idea what this tastes like. So I was at the general store and they had this ballot that you could fill out and then put it in a box, and it was to win a turkey dinner. I'm pretty happy about it, to be honest. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way of eating that not inside the house.
Hello, what's up? What are you doing?
So I won the turkey from the general store.
Seriously?
And I have to store it here. It's not even smoke. Is there any way of just disconnecting it? Tess, how much will you pay me for a bite of stovetop stuffing?
A bite, Sam?
It's quite salty.
Better be a big bite.
Big bite's gonna cost you $1. Wow, there's a lot of meat to this thing. How are there 3 drumsticks?
Okay.
I know what these are.
This is supposed to be your candy canes.
Those are hardcore candy canes.
It tastes like a tiny bit of mint mixed with
Other things.
something mixed with grass.
That's the part I couldn't define.
No birch syrup in these ones. This is sugar beet syrup.
Oh. That would explain the long clippings.
As a mother, it makes me wonder if my decisions are actually torturing the children as much as they say. You know, you start to question whether it's the right thing or not. You guys would like this to stop?
I'm just surprised you didn't know that this was gonna happen, because I did. That's the reason I didn't want to do it.
Yeah. So, other than stopping it, are there any things that I can do to make it better for you guys?
I feel like Tess doesn't even mind this that much.
I don't. I just mind the preparation. I don't mind the food.
I don't mind the food either. I just mind the lack of it.
I don't know that my kids really think about where their food comes from or even care. And that part is such a key part to our sustainability and the sustainability of this planet we live on. And if the next generation doesn't grasp that, then
I just have a whole bunch of cravings for stuff that I can't have. And I don't like it. So I just want to be able to eat whatever I want.
well, I'm not willing to give up on it halfway through. I want to take it to the end. Tomorrow is the beginning of a new year. Maybe I still have a chance to win them over. Maybe failure is not inevitable.
She's not here yet. You gotta keep pushing, Mom. Here we go. A couple more pushes. Good girl.
Oh, goodness. You've got a little boy. Wants to play with you.
Gonna lay down for naps.
Every year, it seems the Yukon River is taking longer and longer to freeze. But finally, it's solid enough to drive on, so I have a way to get to Otto's farm again.
Sometimes Mother Nature is very helpful. The snow cover is the perfect insulator. Yeah, it's a little bit of digging, but it's more than a spoonful. Now this area is fenced in because moose love it as well. So, poor moose, they have to stick with the willows. No, we keep them out on the all-you-can-eat buffet.
The farmers talk about the hunger months when your root vegetable storage is getting low and your freezer storage is getting low and things are spoiling.
I think this should go in the compost. There's good stuff on there.
I already can envision that come spring, there will be some desperate days.
Succulent. Well, if this is the hungry gap, it's not so bad.
How about the dog?
I think they're too good to give to the dog.
I have been contemplating the salt issue once again, and I started to wonder about mineral licks. So some friends hiked to a salt lick that they know and brought me back a sample. I tasted it, and it tastes like mud, not a bit salty. But I did send it off for analysis, and sure enough, in there is sodium and chloride as well as magnesium. So, is there a way to separate a salt from the mud?
Tell me that's chocolate, not mud. Is it mud you're trying to get salt out of?
That's an incredibly good guess.
Oh no, I don't want to eat mud.
Try it.
Very salty.
That's fascinating, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Not that you'd want to have it on your food, but who knew?
Well, we made it to February.
Woohoo! It's actually gone by pretty fast. No, that's not true. It hasn't gone by fast, but it's surprising to me that we're over halfway through. Before this project, I would definitely have said Gerard was the better cook in the family. But I'm actually becoming a good cook.
It's not that bad. This is like stew in a pie.
Steak and kidney pie.
It's good.
That's how we do the dishes.
I'm learning how to cook things I didn't before, and now I feel like I'm the better cook. Let's just hope we don't run out of meat.
My idea is, you take an animal's life like that, you'd show it respect. You do a really good job and skin it all out with the paws and the claws and everything. So when I'm all done this, I'm going to cut you off a couple nice steaks, and I hope you're going to go home and try some lynx meat. Fried in butter, nothing wrong with it at all.
Dinner's ready, guys.
Fresh carrot?
Fresh carrot. Otto's carrots stored underground since he harvested them.
What was this for?
Guess again.
It's not moose. Wait, is it moose?
Squirrel.
Have you had squirrel before?
Mm-hmm.
No, actually a squirrel?
It's not squirrel.
Oh my god, thank god. Gross. Turkey.
Lynx.
Yes.
What's that fish?
I don't like eating kitties.
I'm surprised by my willpower, actually. But to tell you the truth, I'm not sure I'm going to make a year. It's been a long time since I had a bagel.
These guys must be ancient.
It's 10 pounds.
Imagine how big their livers are. Living in the north, we don't make much vitamin D during the winter. I discovered burbot has the largest liver of any fish, and that liver is chock full of vitamin D. 150 grams.
It's a bit fishy, benign.
Mostly harmless.
Mostly harmless.
But a great source of vitamin D.
Okay, folks, are you guys both ready? On your mark, get set, go! Okay, folks, we also have the actor line and the walk side.
West side, the best side. We're crossing the Yukon. Mr. George Black, take us home. Trembling aspen, whispering strong. This is where you belong.
Hi, Otto, it's Suzanne. So, listen, the ferry's going in this morning. So, I want to be one of those first people on it. I'll be waiting down at the ferry landing. Take me, take me. I need potatoes.
You squint your eyes. You love this, it's no surprise to me. Trembling aspen, whispering strong. This is where you belong.
The first month and the last month are the hardest. And I know in a few years, I'll look back on this and I'll be like, wow, that's cool. Because it proves if you do it here, that it can be done almost anywhere.
I feel like I kind of forgot that it would ever end. It's just like became a new reality.
It doesn't have to end.
Yes, it does.
I've really enjoyed this year. Well, not every moment of it, but overall, I actually know where every single ingredient on my plate comes from, and I know the people who helped put it there.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
Okay, so this is the last local supper.
Cheers.
Cheers. Could I have some more of that, please?
Hey guys,
Mm-hmm.
this that you're eating
is chicken.
It's not chicken.
No.
I feel like I'm really in my groove now. Like, I have it figured out, finally. And I don't want to stop. Okay, family. Tomorrow we will have completed the year. And I want to know how you want to celebrate.
Take a day off work and just go shopping.
A shopping spree?
Packaging.
Bagels.
Can you guys imagine a bagel, toasted bagel with like butter, loaded with butter?
Everything bagels.
Oh, I am not looking forward to having grocery store food.
You just forgot what you're missing. That's the problem. Just wait till
So I want to celebrate with all the farmers.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, we know, Mom.
That's how I want to celebrate.
Mom wants to celebrate by dancing.
And eating more local food.
Yay.
Strong. It's hitting the spot.
No bagels and cream cheese for me, I'm afraid. I'm gonna stick with it as long as I can, and as long as it feels like the right thing to do. Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. It's really a great pleasure for me to actually be feeding all of you for once, because for the entire year you have been feeding me and my family, and we did it. Like, thanks to everybody, we did it. Woo! So I just want to say something about the Bhangra, which is actually a farmer's dance, and the motions have to do with planting and harvesting. It's a dance of joy, a dance of celebration, and so what better combination to celebrate this successful year? You know, if something terrible happened and we were cut off from the rest of the world, like, this is the place that I want to be, because of all of you and all this amazing ingenuity and resourcefulness and knowledge that's in this community, that we can feed ourselves, we have water, we have shelter, we have heat, and we have each other. And that's all we need. So we can do it.